What's up, JG623, owner and operator here in TSW Wrestling, back another hot round of power rankings. Break down a little bit what happened, a little bit of what's coming up. Let's dive into these rankings, though, and see what we got, baby. Let's get it. All right, let's dive on in here. Of course, first of all, the honorable mentions. We got Kapnerk, of course, great showing in that contendership match. We had Westman, of course, will be facing Joker this upcoming week in a funhouse match, looking to kind of avenge some of the deeds done as of late. Of course, Vibe. It's Wall Street, massive main event victory. You got to show some love here. Schmitty, great showing. Arguably could have won that match with LeBron. Some controversy certainly involved there. And Prodigy, currently on the shelf temporarily. And one more goodbye as well. You won't see in the rankings above or here listed here. Our guy Boxie taken out a couple weeks ago, of course, in that ambulance match. Not expected to see him for a little bit here in TSW, but hopefully a swift recovery, sir. But let's dive on these rankings and see who's where today. Right out the gate, folks. A little bit of shock, a little bit of controversy, but a little bit understandable. Of course, lost the tag titles, lost their rematch. Landmark Finn, big reset here. Of course, the greatest tag team in TSW history, bar none, 6+ months with those belts. But we do know that as a great tag team, there's a big tag team related event coming up in the Battle Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to confirm that yes, Landmark and Finn will both be in the Battle Bowl. Will they be matched up with each other? That is yet to be seen. Of course, there will be 16 teams randomly paired up. Completely random, certainly. Of course, those 4 winning teams, those 8 competitors will enter a battle royale. The winner of that will face LBJ at October 11th, Saturday night main event. That is going to be absolutely blockbuster. You will not want to miss that one, ladies and gentlemen. Moving right along, we got LeBron looking good, of course, in his end of show attire here. We'll be facing the Messiah, the Clap, and weird spot here for me, at least, of course, Clap, fan favorite. But, I've got some history there, but I tell you what, the dastardly deeds of LeBron as of late, we got to be Team Clap on this one. Hopefully things go well, or will we see a new cruiserweight champion? Clap's been on a hell of a run, I do believe, closing in. Not there, but starting to close in on JG's single reign of 86 days. Clap, well over 100 days combined between the 3 Cruiserweight Championship runs he has had. Now at the 22K, Brandon 2K, and the misses there, of course, great showing in that mixed tag match to get the win. Miss 2K is undefeated, but Brando did take a loss to Stoney this week. They will be facing for those mixed tag champions in just a few weeks' time. I do believe that is currently set for one of the TSW Turbos. What is Turbo? Of course, it's going to be a shorter episode this week. You'll have your normal live on Twitch 8-9 match card, but the 2 weeks after that, I believe it's the 18th and the 25th, we will be doing TSW Turbo a little bit shorter because I'll be on vacation, so we got to pre-record some stuff, and I can't record 4-hour shows. I just not gonna do it. But moving right along, we got at the 20 spot, we got Tony. Of course, we'll be facing my man Z-Rock. I love you, Z-Rock. It's gonna be easy skating. Confident, my man Z-Rock. But Tony, former hardcore champion, former Tony title holder, very real belt. And he has had some great matchups and beaten some big contenders and champions in the past, so we'll see how things shake out for Tony there. Moving in, we got Savard. He's one big SOB, the big daddy-o, of course. And I tell you what, I think it's the first time in a while I'm going, Young might be in trouble here. Schrade's expected at ringside. Savard, refreshing, truly has looked dominant in the little bit we've seen him since his return. And this is going to be an interesting matchup. 2 hosses going out. A rare time where Young is the smaller competitor here. We're going to see what big old Savard can do in that matchup. We're talking about guys kind of refreshing, coming on the scene big right now, and we can go nowhere else in the claw. Of course, we'll be challenging LBJ next week. We'll see how that matchup goes. I'm sure it's going to be controversial, as it often is when Wall Street is involved. But it's Claw, it's LBJ. And right before we take a little bit of break, could we take a break with our lasting memory being Claw holding up the heavyweight championship, defeating Wall Street? Is Claw the man to crumble Wall Street? We're going to find out. We are going to find out. Main event this upcoming week and talk about a possible change of the guard. We're talking Bama looking to take down Emma, looking to become the women's heavyweight champion, and a record run for Emma between 2 reigns, definitely closing on Steph's title reign. We'll get the exact numbers situated, but Emma has been on a hot streak, but Bama has ended streaks before. Of course, Bama, first competitor to defeat Steph for heavyweight championship here in TSW. So opportunity does await. Opportunity does await. Moving up here, we got Animal Mr. Money in the Bank. He's waiting. He's patient. He's been stopped a few times. Maybe a little selective on other occasions, but he knows he's got this thing for a good, another 9-10 months, and he's gonna let this thing marinate a little bit. Make sure he cashes in when the time is right, when that fruit is ripened. That is when you pick it, baby. We've got Pat Matators, Pat Matat, if you will. We got Darian, and we got Night Owl, of course, the reigning defending Trios champions. Night Owl still undefeated currently. Not sure what's next for Trios champions right now. Kind of a holding pattern, but we'll certainly know by the next couple weeks, certainly by the time Battle Bowl wraps up. Now to the Dirty Dozen at the 12th spot. We have got Mrs. Stoney and Stoney, the mixed tag champions. Might have been a little bit lower, but Stoney with a huge win this week. Now, Miss Stoney to get beaten at the pay-per-view in that mixed tag match. It did tap, technically, lost by countout. So, Mrs. Stoney's going to be a big one. You're going to face the 2Ks, no countouts, no DQ, and that will be Falls Count Anywhere. So, this time it's for real, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Will we see a third ever mixed tag champion, or will the Stonies keep on trucking? And now, the top 10 where the boosts really matter. We got Joker, PhD. The doctor will see you, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, huge return. Big victory over Prod. Takes him out. Prod on the shelf temporarily right now. And Joker wasted no time to cement this title reign. He will be defending that title this week against Westman. And that is a big matchup. West, hasn't won a lot here in TSW. Hasn't had a lot of matches in general, but well known, of course, in BCOT Wrestling. XHG legend as well. And this is a guy that is absolutely not one to take lightly here. Moving up here, we've got the 9 spot, did mention briefly before. We got Emma Rose, and you know what? This just goes to show you how dominant some of these champions are, how big of matchups these champions are having right now, where we're putting them at the 9 spot. I think you could easily argue at least a couple more spots higher potentially here. But of course, Emma did, as it turns out, retire the Blue-Eyed Witch, aka Steph, at pay-per-view. We didn't know at the time. Turns out after the fact stuff comes out, says that's it. That's it. No moss. 6-time reign. Hell of a run. Will likely go down as a first ballot Hall of Famer here. But Emma, the division is yours. Let's see what you do with it and talk about a changing of the guards in these divisions. We're talking the tag team champions. We've got Raw Dog and Mecco Monster, of course, the Dog Pound, or at least a part of it. You got Raw with Jen, you got Mech with Nuggy, so we'll see a little bit higher in these rankings, certainly. Of course, there's Chico, Miss Chico, there's Do Not. This group is absolutely blossoming right now, and it is an ugly flower. Got some thorns? They'll prick you. As, of course, everyone who's crossed their paths found out this thus far, but of course, Mech and Raw maybe biting off a little bit more than the Dog Pound can chew here this week, of course. Attack DTs before the match, Swain's post-match, and we can confirm that will be a triple threat tag team title match. And bears worth mentioning, Raw and Joker were absolutely a part of the last triple threat tag team match, of course, with the Birds and what I do believe was the Founding Fathers. That is worth noting, certainly. Not the first time that these two have been in that type of stipulation. And to be fair, did lose last time Raw was in that type of match. We're going to see how things shake out next week. It's going to be a blockbuster show this week. Now, the top 6, the Sinister 6, if you will. We've got Z-Rock the Rocker. I love you, Z-Rock. Z-Rock's going to make easy work of Tony. I believe in my boy. I'll be at ringside. My man Kopak will be down at ringside as well. Z-Rock, let's get this title reign go. Man, God, I love this belt. Great belt. But I tell you what, we're going to get this thing to the moon on the up and up. Z-Rock's got his belts. I'm working on me and Kopak getting some juice over here. I want all the gold right here in the inner circle. It never ends. It's a never-ending circle. No corners, not a square, not a triangle have ends. Circle never ends, ladies and gentlemen. And when you mess with the inner circle, You can't escape it because we're just gonna keep attacking you. You're just not gonna get away. You physically can't escape us. It's like Stockholm Syndrome. It's like the Hotel California. And now we go on the top 5, the 5-time, and hate to say it, despite a few weeks off, some changing of the guard we've seen here, but not all of it. At the 5 spot and the 4 spot, we've got Jen and Nuggies. Of course, undefeated as tag champions. Nuggie undefeated overall in the squared circle, but we can confirm they will be defending those women's tag champions either next week or during the Turbo show, so they are going to have to step up very soon. It's a tough division. You know, there's only so many groupings and pairings that we can really utilize at the moment. An unexpected retiree, which, full disclosure, was absolutely going to have a tag partner, but you know what? That's TSW, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we were prepared to have team #Jugs versus Steph and a partner. Didn't work out. Here we are. Pivot. Now let's get to the top 3, and kind of like the 5 before, guys. Number 3. It's gonna be your inglorious mod snob, the king of the ring, the king of TSW, and truly the crown jewel of Wall Street. We are talking LBJ, and this is his kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. Reigning, defending, will face Claw this week. Successfully defended, of course, against Boxie. Took Boxie out. We'll see how things go against Claw. Of course, Animal always looming, waiting. Battle Bowl around the corner. LBJ might just have a lot on his plate right now. Speaking of a lot on their plate, got to touch on this upcoming matchup we're going to see this week involving Wall Street. Of course, big ending to last week's show. Battle, a little bit of this, a little bit of that chaos, truly. But we can confirm there will be a Trios Extreme Rules match this upcoming week, as it is going to be the new chosen ones, if you will. It's going to be Animal, Meme, Animeme, alongside Schmitty, of course, and they will be going against AJ, Vibe, and we can confirm Craigie is back in action as well. That is going to be a triple action 3-on-3. Cannot wait to see how that shakes out. I tell you what, whoever wins that, we might have eyes a little bit onto in terms of maybe a trio contendership. Who could possibly know? But I tell you what, that match is going to be huge for Wall Street, for momentum, for possible greatness here in TSW. But we talk about greatness, we talk about the top 2 slots. They've been the same for literal months, and this one annoys me a little bit. You know, Clap Daddy, Johnny Claps, the Messiah Clap himself, the savior of the cruiserweights. Blessed be the Clap Daddy, reigning, defending, greatest cruiserweight champion of all time. I gotta say, I hate to say it, don't clip me out of context here. He's been incredible through 3 title reigns. 100 days eclipsed. We'll get the exact detail. Again, it's tough to track because the universe mode doesn't track the titles, and those issues with the signs, and everyone was naked for some reason for a little bit, and a lot of issues this year with the universe mode. A lot of issues. So many. And then obviously we've gotten this far. You know, number 1 in the program, number 1 in your hearts. It's our guy. It's the tank. It's Big Yunk. It is 39-0. But next week, will we see 40-0, or will we see the one behind the 39-1 as the big SOB, Sivart? OG of the OGs, by the way, in the channel. That is a foundie. Put some respect on that man's name. He's coming for Yunk. I truly do believe that this is the biggest one-on-one Yunk maybe has ever seen. Trades at ringside. Of course, hardcore rules will apply. All good things must come to an end, might come to an end this upcoming Thursday, as we are live on the 11th. Dallas, Texas, baby. The stars are night, shine big and bright in the heart of Texas. Well, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, notification building activated, all that good stuff. Y'all been missing, y'all been too sweet. And I'll catch you next time. Woo! Appreciate you. Bye.